Good day and greetings from the Great White North. My name is Prickly Poo and welcome to day 280 of a year of change. And the end of week 30, 40, 39 or 40? I think it's the end of week 40, actually. This has been a really shitty week all the way around. I did not get nearly as much done as I intended to. Although we sort of followed through with what we're trying to do and getting things prepared. On my end, there's a lot of stuff I've been missing. I said last week that it was a big worry of mine what would happen if I got really sick. And I found out this week. I have been really sick throughout the majority of the week. Still taking the time out just to make sure that these go up because otherwise it would drive me crazy if I missed a day. I really don't want to do that. And it doesn't take very long to actually do everything as long as I don't babble through the whole thing and keep on point, which is why these have been under half an hour. But this week, it's when I get sick, I usually have a few days warning, and I don't often get just debilitatingly sick, where I'm like everything's coming out of every end and everything else. I just get really achy and tired and just no energy whatsoever. So when I first started doing this, my main concern was if I get sick and then I stop doing my treadmill and I stop eating properly because I don't have the energy for it. And that's pretty much what happened this week. I've still stayed under, I think except for one day when I went slightly over, not by much. And yesterday was really bad because I had a bowl of cereal in the morning when I got up. And then late at night, around 7, I had a piece of bread because my stomach just wasn't feeling good throughout the entire day. So I ended the day on about 400 calories, which is not good at all. But when you're sick and you just don't feel like eating, there's not a lot that you can do. So then today I got up, I had a fairly good sized breakfast and everything else, but I haven't eaten again. And it's about 4. It's 4. See, there you go. I spent the majority of yesterday and a lot of today sleeping as well. Because it's generally when I get sick, when I start getting sick, I used to anyway, be able to pump myself full of juice and medicine and go to bed. So I haven't done that with the juice this time around, but the medicine is still going strong. So, but the main thing is that I haven't been able to do my treadmill pretty much all week. I've tried a couple of times, have not been able to do it. And I actually tried, I thought, you know what, I'm not going to do the jogging portion of it. I'm just going to do, the walking part of it. Oh, my nose is itchy. Sorry. My nose is always itchy. I don't know why. Anyway. All right, we're good. So I started to do just walking on the treadmill. And I found I got about half an hour into it, and that was it. That was the end of my energy. I could only get about half an hour in, so I didn't bother logging it or anything, and that I only did one day. On Monday or Tuesday, I tried doing the jogging and made it to 15 or 20 minutes. So I only did 3 or 4 sessions, or segments, whatever you want to call it, intervals of jogging, and then just was wiped out. I couldn't get any breath. I couldn't do anything. So I think that's sort of part of it, is that I'm not able to get, I know these all sound like excuses, but long story short, I haven't been able to do my treadmill pretty much the entire week. And it's Saturday now, and I haven't done it today either. But I do feel better than I did yesterday, so I might try the walking thing again. Even if it's just walking, just because even though I skipped almost all my food yesterday, I'm not where I was. Technically, if I do my weigh-in the way I looked, or the way things are today, then I would have gained like 2 pounds in the week, which is really bad. Because I've stayed under and everything. But it's the way things go. Anyway, I also found my measuring tape, which I had lost a long, long time ago. Hadn't been able to find it. Found it when I was vacuuming, and I heard this, and it was in my vacuum cleaner. So I found it. So I thought, you know what? The last time I tried this, it was really depressing because the tape measure stops at a certain point, and then it's just blank, and then the tape itself ends. And when I first started this, I wasn't even able to, it was beyond that. So assuming that I can actually go just with a measurement part, I've lost a minimum of 8 inches off my waist. I have no idea what the rest of me is, but the 8 inches, I'm very happy with that. And it's probably a little bit more, but that's a lot to lose. So I had at least a little bit of an inkling, that, I didn't think it was going to be that much, but I knew I had gone down, but that's like 4 or 5 pant sizes. So I'm very pleased with that. And that's just really sort of just a very rudimentary thing. It's not related to anything because I haven't done any measurements before, but it's at least, because it could be, if I count like the blank part and then the unmeasurable part and then the end of the tape and everything else, it's more. So that made me feel a little bit better. Just not physically, because I still feel like crap, but just overall, knowing that there is that progress there. One thing I have noticed as well, and I noticed it in a video actually when I was watching it, and I'm going to talk about that later on during the week, is because I had said that I don't really see much of a difference when I look in the mirror. I know that the difference is there, but just even a before and after picture, I'm like, it doesn't look like there's 75 pounds difference there. I see some people that have lost 70 pounds and there's a huge difference in it. And it might just be because, between 250 and 325, I'm still obese. It's not the same as going from 170 to 100. There's a big difference that way. But I have noticed that one of the main things that we knew was coming, that if we were going to be losing a lot of weight, and it's just barely starting with me, and I can tell already, is there's loose skin starting, which I knew it was going to be one of those things that I was going to have to deal with at some point. It wasn't looking forward to it, but I knew that, having that is going to still be better than being obese, being super obese as I was. Still obese now, but I'm not super anymore. I don't even know if I've moved out of morbidly. I may have. I will have to take a look at that. I'll figure that out for tomorrow. Because I remember moving from super to morbidly, which was a good thing. And then there's another step beyond that. I don't know if I have yet. But anyway. So I noticed it when I was, we'll talk about that later on during the week in detail. But it's one of those I was like, here it comes. I knew this was going to happen. It was sort of an acceptable fact. And I'd still rather have that than look the way I looked before. So it's just a matter of seeing that first inkling of it and going, all right, maybe this is part of the reason why I'm not seeing that change. So as far as exercise and everything else this week, obviously haven't improved at all. Haven't even maintained because I haven't been able to do anything on the treadmill. My diet has pretty much stayed the same, which is good. Although I haven't done anything because I've got 4 days off from work, thankfully. So I have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So if I'm going to be sick, this is the best time to do it so that I don't have to go in, and spend 8 hours at work doing stuff. I can just be sick at home and then I don't have to do anything. The only thing is, of course, with that is getting back into things. And as I say, I feel better today than I did yesterday. So I'm hoping that, I'm going to try to do the walking thing today, and then try to get right back into it on Sunday if I can. If I take, actually, you know what? I do have stuff I could take, which is sort of like juice. It's Neocitran, which is like a lemony, medicine-y thing. And I have lemon tea, which I've not had in a very long time. So maybe I'll pump myself full of that. Still can't really... That didn't work. I was going to just do a nice big deep breath, but I can't even really do that. But the walking portion of it isn't the rough part. It's the jogging. So I think the walking, even if I can just get something going, is going to make me feel a little bit better. Not going to be that high intensity stuff that we saw yesterday, but at least it's better than nothing, which is what I've been doing for, I think for the entire week. Sunday, I was okay. Monday, did I do it Monday? I think I did Monday. I think I did half an hour. I don't remember. So I'm going to have to say no. But Sunday I did, and then I did about half an hour of walking, and then one day 20 minutes. So that's it out of the entire week, which is what I should have, I normally would just do at least 5 days a week. So that's been cut almost to nothing. So that's not good. I got to get back into it because I don't want to have 2 weeks of doing that. I don't want to push myself to a point where I'm going to be hacking and wheezing and coughing everywhere. So I figure even just walking, if I can do that today, then that'll start helping things. Obviously, you can't breathe very deeply. But then maybe tomorrow things will be a little bit better. And I'll go from there and then start building up, which would be a nice way to sort of start things off because that's what we're trying to do is to build things up the way that we're going. As far as the weigh-in, that's not going to be good for tomorrow, which really sucks because I wanted to stay under my halfway point by the end of the year. We still have another 5 days, so I'll probably do a weigh-in like New Year's Eve. I'll do a weigh-in then and see if I can. If not, I'm not going to starve myself to get to that point. I did that yesterday, which wasn't. It was out of necessity. It was sort of. Well, it wasn't out of necessity. It was out of. What'd you call it? Just wasn't hungry. There you go. Just not barfy sick, but enough that you're like, I don't really want to put anything on there. I'll just stick with water for the day and go from there. And then just go to bed for the rest of the day. Everything was hopefully going to work out fine. It seems to be. But I wanted to sort of get back into it because generally after I do my treadmill, I always feel better, even if I'm tired. So I'm hoping that that's going to sort of get things going a little bit. And where I feel like I'm on the mend, I'd rather sort of jump into it right away instead of saying, oh, well, I'll take another week, because taking 1 week, and I know it's sort of been off and on throughout the week, but taking a full week and not doing anything is bad enough. I don't want to say, well, I'll just do another week, because that's going to bleed into 3 weeks and then 4, and then it's just going to be bad. I was on a roll and I want to stay on that. I've missed my streak of doing it every day or every week, but I don't feel like it's me saying, oh, I'm done doing it. It's because I've tried and did not work out at all. So I'll try again, maybe today, but definitely tomorrow. I'm going to at least do a walk, because the walking is not that bad. It's because I'm just going at a regular pace, and see how things go with jogging. See if I can feel better that way. As far as the rest of this week, that's pretty much it. I don't have anything really to update on. This week, actually, I should bring this up as well. Depending on when you're watching this, because people are going to be starting this at different times throughout the year. But where I am, it is the Christmas holidays. And it's generally a time when people really, really worry about going over, because generally speaking, you have big dinners, there's lots of cookies and cakes and everything else. We've talked about this before with like Thanksgiving and Christmas and Halloween and Easter and like those little things like that. You can take a day and just enjoy the day. Don't panic about it. Don't get to a point where you're like, I can't have this and I can't have that. Christmas is a bit different because there's usually a week or two where it's nothing but cookies and cakes and eggnog and goodness and mince pies and everything else. Mince pies are very, very good. I have been free of that because I've been sick this year. So I haven't had to deal with that. I haven't had to, meet up with family and say, oh, no, I don't want to have this and don't want to have that. My voice is starting to go, so I'm going to cut this fairly short. But it's been a little bit easier for me. But if you're looking at this before, or if you're looking at this after, or if you're looking at this during Christmas or holidays or Thanksgiving or whatever it is, just remember that while we don't have to go overboard, there are some allowances. We have made progress throughout the year. And taking a day where you can say, you know what, I'm going to enjoy myself. And yes, if it means that the scale is going to go up for this week, then it's going to go up. As long as it's not going up by like 10 pounds, then you're okay. It's not going to undo all the work that we've done. It's just a matter of keeping things, keeping it in moderation. It's okay to indulge a little bit here and there, but you don't want to get to a point where you're just like, oh, this is the week of Christmas. I can eat whatever I want for the entire week and go back to my old eating habits and everything else. We still want to eat as healthy as we can, but when you go out and when you're with friends and spending time with family and stuff like that, enjoy yourself. Have your cakes, have your cookies, have your eggnog, enjoy yourself. And we can work on fixing the damage that you've done in that week is not going to undo all the work you've done over 9 months. In 9 months, we've undone years and years and years of damage. So that 1 week, it's not going to be too bad. So you're going to be okay. So for any of you out there that are sort of worrying about this or have already gone through it, because I'm doing this on Boxing Day, don't worry about it. We will be able to fix any issues that have happened over the holiday season. So it's just sort of a standing order as well. I brought this up, I think, around Thanksgiving, which for me was in October. So just something to keep in mind, that we are going to have these moments, and it's going to be like this for the rest of our lives too. So you're not going to get to a point where every year they're like, don't invite them because they just sit there and snack on carrot sticks and they mope and they make everyone feel like shit. Enjoy yourself. And if you end up gaining a couple of pounds over this holiday week or Christmas week or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or Krampusnacht or I can't remember the other ones. There were 2 or 3 other ones as well. But whatever holiday it is for you, if you end up gaining some weight, then don't worry. We'll get back on track, and everyone tends to. It's sort of like the freshman 5 or freshman 10 or 15. Freshman 15, I think is what it's called. It just gets bigger and bigger. The freshman 50, same thing with Christmas. Everyone sort of indulges. They go a little bit overboard, and everybody gains weight. So we'll get back on track, and it may hold us back for a bit, but it's not going to undo what we've done. So just keep that in mind. But anyway, other than that, that's all I wanted to sort of let you know is that I've had no progress. I've done fuck all for this week, and feeling shit. Hey, Merry Christmas. For the rest of you, though, thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked it, please poke the like button for me. And in the meantime, keep yourself warm and fuzzy, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.